III, a great book.
And let me just say, we are completely one with those who were deeply offended, shocked and stunned and saddened that people talked about The Fly after such an important debate last night. It minimized, actually, the remarkable performance of both candidates. But really, a couple quick updates. I picked up on the Twitter last night. The Fly, soon after that event, Ken Olin said, got a deal from Netflix.
Wow.
And an update this morning, The Fly checked into Walter Reed Hospital this morning. So, yeah, our thoughts and prayers are with The Fly. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the debate. All right, I don't want to see that. I get really just...
Yeah, well...
By the way, how much?
Pale.
How much? Whatever you want to call it, do you think he got from Donald Trump for having a fly on his head?
I know.
During the debate,
he hung in there with it. Let's give him that. The Fly was there for like 2-3 minutes. He just dialed in. Yeah.
The Fly was dialed in. So anyway, Mika, first of all, what was your take on the debate? Let's go around the horn here.
Oh, I thought Kamala Harris was fabulous, and she was disciplined, she was strong, she kept a fine balance in terms of tone, which, you know, would be a challenge for any woman debuting on the national stage like that as a vice presidential candidate. She was reality versus whatever was happening on the other side of the stage, and she really used every skill in her toolbox to deliver a clear, almost near perfect performance. She was right on, spot on, and that moment when she talked about the auto industry was wow, was incredible.
Goodbye,
Michigan.
She didn't
overdo it. She didn't underdo it. It was a perfect balance. It was hard to watch Mike Pence. It's just really painful. It was really tough. I think Kamala Harris could have been tougher on the outbreak within the White House itself and the president's condition and their lack of transparency. She did go there a little bit. We'll have a lot more information coming up about that, including more cases that hadn't been disclosed. The White House still not disclosing when the president first tested positive, and just more incidences within the sphere of the White House of people not being honest about a deadly virus that has now pervaded the inner circle of the White House.
Well, and Willie, it's interesting, and maybe it's because we define deviancy down so much with Donald Trump and are no longer shocked when Donald Trump goes up on the stage. There was, I will say, something more maddening about Mike Pence going up and running cover for indefensible actions, whether you're talking about the caging of children on the border, whether you're talking about the killing of 210,000 Americans from COVID. How many of those were Mike Pence and Donald Trump and Jared Kushner responsible for? Historians ultimately will sort through all of that. He, I think, scored some points on the economy, but of course the economy is trash now. But he tried to defend the indefensible. Had a lot of cheap, really corny sixth grade tricks when Kamala Harris rightly was trying to talk about how Donald Trump lied to the American people when he did such a terrible job throughout this entire COVID crisis, which the overwhelming majority of Americans agree with. Mike Pence was like, I will not stand here and let you talk badly about the American people. Well, no, she wasn't really talking badly about the American people, Mr. Vice President. She was talking about how your negligence killed a lot of Americans. Donald Trump's negligence killed a lot of Americans. Jared Kushner's negligence killed a lot of Americans. Republican senators who sat by and said nothing and let this continue killed a lot of Americans. It's, again, we'll let historians make that determination. I do, though, Willie, want to follow up on something that Mika said. I was surprised that Kamala Harris did not talk more about what's right in front of us, what's happened over the past week. The outbreak at the White House. These people say they can control an outbreak in America when they can't control a White House outbreak. We have 34 people. News broke before the debate that now 34 people are infected in the White House or connected to the White House. That means more infections connected to the White House than connected than in the entire country of New Zealand and Vietnam, other countries. Also, the president's recklessness and irresponsibility. It was almost like this debate was held a week ago.
Yeah. Great
that was.
saying it.
I think that was the one missed opportunity. But if you look at the entire debate, she did a really good job, and I think so. Let me put it this way: politically, she did exactly what she needed to do with her ticket comfortably ahead in many swing states and national polls. Kamala Harris did exactly what she needed to do last night. Mike Pence, of course, was in a difficult position because when you have to defend a White House with 20,000 lies to defend, according to the Washington Post.
With a fly on your head.
Yeah, and with a fly on your head, things are a little tougher for you.
Yeah, I don't think this race is any different than it was 9 hours ago when that debate started. Kamala Harris held serve. That's good news for the Biden campaign, not good news for the Trump campaign, which is trailing in this race. But Mike Pence did, as you said, Joe, exactly what he signed up to do 5 years ago, and to go out and with that sort of poor man's Reagan-esque facade to go out and defend the indefensible. I mean, the Rose Garden event alone, the explanation for that was, well, we trust people to make their own decisions. Everyone was tested, unlike the Biden-Harris campaign, which believes the government should step in and make these decisions. So he basically conceded that they were irresponsible. He conceded that they're hands-off throughout this. And his defense from there is, what about you guys, Joe Biden, in 2009 with the H1N1? It's an argument President Trump has been making when over 12,000 people died, obviously not on the same scale of what we're seeing now, but it's all they've got.